Samsung's A5X series has always been one of the best-selling premium mid-ranges, but they don't have the best specs and even the best experience for their price. So why are they so popular? This is Galaxy A55 review, so let's the video. The design of all Samsung phones is almost the same. The good news is that the design of the A55 is similar to the Galaxy S24 in the case, but the color outside the case screams that it is mid-range. But instead it is a flagship material. The back panel is Gorilla Glass. Samsung did not say which model, but I guess it's 5. The frame is aluminum and there is a protrusion in the keys section, which didn't really help the phone's comfort. If you have big hands, it is annoying. It is not beautiful either. The front panel is Gorilla Glass Victus. It is a relatively large phone that is suitable for media. It has a good weight balance, it has a premium feel, but the back panel is a fingerprint magnet. It also has the IP67 as standard, which is very good news at this price. The front panel currently has too many ads, even for the mid-range. Yes, it is better than the previous generation, but it is like A53. This is not progress. The display has always been the strength of Samsung's mid-range phones, but now, although it is completely satisfactory, it is no longer superior. A Super AMOLED Full HD Plus 390ppi 120Hz display that supports HDR10+. Sharpness, contrast and colors are all close to flagships. Only the white balance tends toward blue. The refresh rate is dynamic and you can easily set it to 120Hz. The brightness of the display is not the highest in its price range, but it is not really bad either. The content is almost clear under direct light. The fingerprint sensor is placed under the display and is extremely slow. I hope it will be fixed with the update, but it seems like you're back to A50, A51. The stereo speaker of the phone is really good. It has good sharpness, the volume is acceptable, and the bass is felt. The performance of A55 is much better than what we know from Samsung's mid-range phones. But it is not at the level of some phones at this price. Of course, those phones do not have the balance of A55. Exynos 1480 with 6GB of RAM. Don't be afraid of Exynos name. Exynoses are not disappointing in mid-range. This chip is 4nm and its performance is almost better than a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2, which is very good news. Heavy games and web surfing in this phone are completely smooth and contrary to expectation, it is very stable too. Yes, in some tasks such as the speed of opening apps and photo processing, it is not as fast as the flagships, but it works perfectly. The software is where some people prefer it over Chinese phones because of One UI. A55 comes with Android 14 and One UI 6.1 and is supported for up to 4 years, which is great for a mid-range phone. One UI has a heavy but mature UI. There are a lot of customization options, it doesn't have ads by default, it's not hard to learn, but if you want to buy it for Galaxy AI, I have to say there is no news about it in this phone. And maybe it won't happen. A55 has a very good battery, 5000 mAh, which is combined with optimal hardware and software and display, and by result, it lasts more than a day in some I have used. But it doesn't have good charging. It doesn't come with a charger at all. The charger it supports is 25 watts and it takes about 1.5 hours to fully charge. The hardware of the Galaxy A55 camera is not different from the previous year. However, the image processing makes it different in practice. In the daylight, the colors are accurate but really saturated, the dynamic range is good, the sharpness and detail are satisfactory, a little noise can be seen, but it is forgivable. In the night mode, the photos are good and natural, the details are good, the dynamic range is medium, the saturation is high, the highlights are a little uncontrolled, and noise can be seen. In portrait photos, the separation of the subject and background blur is very good, only the face is flat and lacks details. Ultra-wide photos are fantastic compared to competitors. Low noise, good detail, low distortion, but still very saturated. They also have a good dynamic range. The macro camera also takes usable photos. It has good details, The colors are attractive, but I still don't agree with the separate lens for macro. The selfie camera is not as good as pixels, but it is really good. Dynamic range is satisfactory, the details of the face are good and the colors are accurate, but the noise can be clearly seen. The main camera has OIS and has the ability to record 4K 30 frames per second video, and in terms of video, it is excellent at its price. In general, if the camera is your priority, the A55 is the answer. In general, A55 is not a phone with wonderful and amazing specs, but it performs well in all eras and is balanced. Maybe this is the reason for its success, because according to the question and research that I had, people trust a balanced thing more. It feels more safe for them. Of course, it is not unreasonable, because for example Samsung, because it makes more profit from a phone, it can spend more on software development for that particular phone, and in long run, it will have fewer bugs. And also because not everyone is geek, the simplicity of Samsung's user interface is also very effective. Some people have the money to buy a flagship, but they feel that a mid-range one is enough for them. These people try to choose a more practical and accessible phone, and they usually don't need gaming. Samsung has an advantage here. Of course, Samsung's advertising has a lot to do with this trust, where the brand spends a lot of money. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, and if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you next video.